Welcome guys, in this video I'll show you how to add a fantasy glow to make your artwork more interesting. Let's get started. So this is my artwork, a girl I have drawn using multiple layers as you can see here. If I want to add any effect like glow effect, it will require even more layers, and having too many layers can be problematic. It can cause the software to hang, lag, or even shut down. Okay, to avoid this, I'll merge the layers first to simplify the file. Okay, so I have got a single main layer that serves as a base, and below it we have the layers to select any individual elements of the main layer. To add a glow effect, consider these three things. Decide on the style or type of glow you want to add. Second thing is choose the colors that will work best for your glow effect. And third thing is always use blending mode layers to add a glow. Without blending mode layers, it is impossible to add a professional looking glow. Let's add a new layer over the base layer and change its blending mode to overlay. So I chose here a purplish color and I select here a software brush from its prayers folder. Okay, let me increase its size and I will adjust these settings according to my requirement. I'll just sweep the brush across the entire artwork with purplish hue. The overlay blending mode adapts the color to the base layer. The purplish color gets darker where the dark areas are and it gets lighter where the light areas are, becoming more vibrant. So I want the shadows to be in purple, so I would select eraser and I would erase the purplish color from the highlights or lighter areas. I am using here soft airbrush eraser to erase the lighter areas. Don't worry, you can grab the process easily because I am showing you each part. Also, erase the color from the lower part of face and ear too. Remove the color from here as well. Okay, now erasing is done. What you need to do is navigate to the blender and select mostly water blender from watercolor folder. Okay, now we are going to soften out the edges of the purplish color so that it looks seamless, and for this, mostly water blender is the best choice. By the way, you can use any blender of your choice. Adjust it according to your requirement and make sure one thing, that sample layer toggle is off. Now use multiple strokes of mostly water blender and it will soften out the edges so seamlessly that you don't need to put in much effort. I have kept the purple color for the shadows, which is basically due to the background color, which is purple as well. And we are done with shadows. Now it's time for adding the light. So for this, add a new layer and change its blending mode to overlay. Now this time we are going to add cooler light. So select this color. As we are going to add this color to the skin part, so we would go to the skin layer and select this layer. Now go to overlay layer. Now add this bluish color mostly to the light areas. Now select eraser and erase the extra bluish color from the shadows. Also erase this bluish color from the face shadows. Okay, now erasing is done. Navigate to blender and we are going to soften out the edges of this bluish color to make it look seamless. Mostly water blenders soften out the edges by spreading the color, and as it blends, it also fades the color, making it lighter. Now you can see the difference with cooler light and without cooler light. And if you think the light is too harsh, you can go to that layer and you can reduce the opacity of that layer to make it according to your requirement. Now let's add some fun lighting. We will introduce a warm yellow light with a source positioned at the bottom. So we are going to create a new layer and change its blending mode to hard light. Select this yellowish color for warm light. Now add a stroke of soft airbrush along the jawline. Select eraser and erase the extra color. Navigate to blender and soften out the edges of this yellowish color to make it look seamless and natural. The intensity of this color depends on how strong is the secondary light source. Well, it's actually a bit stronger on the face. So if you think that the color has become too faded, you can add another stroke of this yellowish color and then use blender to soften out the edges. I would also add the yellowish color to the lower part of the nose because the nose is facing downwards, so its lower part will receive the yellowish warm light. Also add warm color to the ear and soften out the edges of this color. As the secondary light source is positioned at the bottom, so we will add this warm color to the lower part of this girl. Soften out the edges of this color and also blend the whole color to make this color lighter. Now I'm going to pick this earring color to add light of the same color. Now apply a single stroke of soft airbrush and see the magic. Now it's time to add light to hair. So I would go to hair layer and select this layer. Now scroll up and navigate to hard light layer. Go to the selection tools menu and change the appearance of the selection mask so that I can see the interaction of different color of the whole artwork. Add the same color to the hair and this will add a perfect glow for hair. Okay, now the lighting needs more color, so I'm going to add different colors to this lighting to make it more vibrant. So for this, create a new layer and change its blending mode to overlay. Select this reddish color. As the hair layer is selected, I'm going to add this red color to different parts of hair. I would select an eraser and I would erase the extra color and I would keep the color confined to the areas where I need them. Navigate to blender and soften out the edges of this red color light. Now I would select this orangish color and I would add this orangish color to different parts of hair to make it more vibrant. Soften out the edges of this color to make it look seamless and natural. Add a bit of same color on the top of head, soften out the edges, and then you can erase any extra color and soften it out to make it look seamless. As you can see the orangish glow of the hair, so there would be a reflective light on the face due to the hair glow. So I would navigate to the skin layer and I would select this layer and then I would navigate to hard light layer again. Now add the reflective glow on the face due to the hair and soften out its edges and make it fade out. Okay, now she needs a little bit of bluish glow. So for this, select the bluish color and go to the second overlay layer. Add this bluish color mostly to the background and slightly along the boundary of hair to make it look like it's glowing. And finally, we are done with glow. It was a step-by-step process. Hope you like it. And now you can use the same method to your illustration to make them look more interesting. Like, share, and subscribe.